How did a single spark incinerate my hometown?
It just goes and goes and goes.
The worst natural disaster
Jumping from house to house.
that our city has ever experienced.
Apocalyptic destruction.
I watched outsiders try to squeeze our suffering into their simple little stories. This was climate change.
Climate change.
Climate change.
Climate change is a key factor.
This was an absent mayor.
Felt absolutely terrible not being here for my city.
Diplomatic mission to Ghana.
This was the laws of nature.
This is the laws of nature. This is certainly the laws of fire.
This was diversity, equity, and inclusion.
It's DEI scrubbing white people from the fire department.
These are distractions. We'll see how people with power really accelerated this apocalypse. And then we'll see the day no one saw. The second day of the fire.
I don't know how to say it. There was nobody there. There was absolutely nobody there. No firefighters there.
There was just no resources here. That's the crazy. I mean, honestly, I did not see a single fucking truck here.
The day the Palisades was abandoned to burn. The Palisades has perfect weather. A 70-degree breeze off the ocean, all year round. Growing up there, the only sign it was winter was when I felt the warm power of the Santa Ana winds. The Santa Anas are desert air accelerated through the mountains as they sweep to the sea. And on January 6th, the day before the fire, they'd been supercharged by a jet stream.
We were talking winds potentially of 100 miles an hour.
The National Weather Service issues a red flag warning of extreme fire risk. The devil winds are coming. The Santa Anas once turned a single lit cigarette into a 13-mile firestorm that wiped out half of Malibu.
We're going to see these winds increasing tonight and peaking by tomorrow morning.
Los Angeles prepares by sending extra fire trucks across the city.
Pre-deployed personnel were strategically placed in wildfire-prone areas across the entire city.
The Palisades is nested against a mountain range filled with fuel, making it, officially, a region of maximum fire risk. It does not receive a single extra engine. On day 1, January 7th, the fire is first spotted by Palisades resident Alan Feld.
And I'll never forget it. We see like black and orange smoke like billowing up from that hilltop right there. And we just reported it.
10:29 a.m. Alan calls in the fire.
And we stayed here probably 15 minutes. At that point, I said, gotta get back to my daughter who's in the house, who probably has no idea what's going on. So it wasn't even that bad yet. You could see the flames really just on that peak. Just, they really hadn't spread that much yet. And as you can imagine, the topic of conversation is, how long do you think it could take them? Nothing. No sound, no siren. Keep looking back and seeing the smoke getting thicker and thicker. And, you know, something's really wrong. I mean, they should have been up here by now. So right around here, we start hearing sirens. And then we see 4 vehicles. It says 69 on it. So the first thing I said to my friend was, wait a minute, that's not from our local fire station.
Alan saw Station 69, which is 6 miles from the origin of the fire. The Palisades has another station, Station 23. It's 1.2 miles from the origin. Station 23 was apparently on the beach doing training and missed the call. It has to travel all the way to 69. Around 22 minutes elapse before the first engine shows up.
It's the kind of thing what could have been if they were here quickly, and they just weren't.
Basically, this is started up here in 23's district, but it is pushing directly towards the Palisades, and this thing's got a wide path to travel already. Currently, it's a 10-acre brush fire, heavy fuel on top of a ridge line.
The fire travels down these hills, and at 11:30 a.m., it makes first contact with the perimeter of the Palisades.
Where are we right now?
We're in the front lawn of my house, which probably should have burned down on the 7th of January. So everything to the left, to the right, and below us, and above us has burned. Didn't happen here. And I coughed that up to the brush clearance on this particular piece of land. If you look at the vast hillside around us, a good chunk of that is owned by the state. The state doesn't clear its own brushland. That's not their policy. They say that it has something to do with the ecology of the brush, like the snails and the squirrels that feed off of that brush.
This brush is called chaparral, ancient shrubs evolutionarily engineered to burn. They survive with a deep root system and regrow with the unlocked nutrients. The Los Angeles Fire Department had repeatedly issued citations to the state for not clearing its own land. They've been uniformly ignored. Residents had to apply for a permit to clear it themselves.
This expanse was cleared. This is all chaparral. So just like the fire fizzled out and didn't keep going. And that was it. We were saved.
Oh man. If you're up here, get out of here, including myself.
Like it was popping around different places. I thought, that's strange. I've never seen that before. I think it was about 2 o'clock that we got the notice to get out now. We had a discussion about our cats, and my husband said the only way that the cats wouldn't be okay is if all of the Palisades burned down. And we both looked at each other and went, yeah, of course that's not going to happen. It's all the way across Sunset. Of course it's not going to come across Sunset. I left 4 days of food out and lots of water. It's doubtful. I mean, seriously doubtful, but I don't want to take the flyer down.
Around 4 p.m., the fire jumps Sunset Boulevard. Strong winds ground air support.
Due to wind condition, all air resources are going to be clearing the incident. Copies, aircraft shut down.
The Palisades can now be consumed whole. At 4:45 p.m., one of the town's 3 water tanks runs dry.
And all the hydrants up here are dead. We're working on trying to find water for them.
At 8:30, the second runs dry.
So we have no water. There's nothing we can do at our location.
And at 3 a.m., the third and final goes dry.
We unfortunately have no water in the fire hydrants. We're completely tapped out.
City officials later claim the hydrants simply aren't built to fight wildfires.
The hydrant system, they are not designed to fight wildfires. This is a known fact.
Fire hydrants are not made to fight multiple houses.
The fire hydrants are not constructed to deal with this type of massive devastation.
But the hydrants never broke. They simply ran out. The Palisades has a reservoir, the San Ynez, built in 1965, explicitly to increase fire protection. The tanks hold 1 million gallons each. San Ynez holds 115 million. In 2012, officials put a rubber cover on it to keep out trash and animal droppings. In February 2024, inspectors noticed a rip in the cover. Official city policy prohibits draining the reservoir unless a technically feasible alternative can be found. It's drained anyway. 6 months later, authorities contracted to have the cover fixed. San Ynez is empty the day of the fire. Around midnight, on the corner of Las Casas and Chattanooga, a firefighter is staring at a house just starting to burn. The wooden fence, water heater, and air conditioning unit are on fire. He says he only has 200 gallons left in the tank in his truck. That house is saved. 2 doors down, my childhood home.
Where are we right now? My home? I'm strong. It's not happening. You were about 2 years old, and Rocky was 2 months old when we moved in here. Your dad found someone better. Still owed him several $100,000. When on the weekends I didn't have you, I'd go and work at California Hospital all weekend so that I could pay off the rest of the house and keep the house because I wanted to stay here.
Could that water have saved this place?
Little hallway into the my piano was just to the right. Sorry.
5 a.m., January 8th, the second day of the fire. Residents start sneaking back into the Palisades.
But we're trying to get to our house. Rumor has it our house is burned to the ground.
Yeah, I am going to my house. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Oh, God!
And they notice that they've been abandoned.
Where are the firefighters here?
Dude, the response is so fucking minimal.
Where are they? No firefighters at that fire right now. 0, and it's a huge fire.
One by one, the homes are burning above us. There was nobody there. There was absolutely nobody there. No firefighters there.
Holy shit. I mean, it's fully fucking, yeah, exactly.
I didn't see a single soul. There was just no resources here. That's the crazy, I mean, honestly, I did not see a single fucking truck here.
An abandoned town that's still filled with water. An obvious weapon, and it's what residents use to try to save themselves.
I went to one of the checkpoints and I noticed there was one cop car there, and the guy walked up to my car in order to ask me where I was trying to go, and I said home, and he's like, I can't let you go, and I was like, well, you're gonna have to arrest me, and I just drove through. We linked up around 8 a.m. Very much felt like, hey, it's gonna be okay, man. We're gonna get through this. Like, I'm in this with you.
We started driving around and we'd go, there's one.
There'd be a fence on fire. There'd be a bush on fire in front of the house. Wes started to go to the pool and he would pass me the buckets from one section to another. We saved houses, doing everything we could. I mean, there's a house I'll never forget, up on Charmel.
Yep.
And the fence was on fire, and Wes and I were there for an hour and a half dragging buckets back and forth, throwing it against the fence. We drove around. We couldn't find a single firefighter. And, by the time we got back to the house, it was gone.
It's gone.
So if there was a firefighter that was there that knew what they were doing, I guarantee you they could have saved that house. And I bet you there were hundreds of other houses that were just like that.
Los Angeles had been flooded with fire crews.
And we have 3,235 firefighting personnel assigned to the incident.
We have folks here from even Canada and Mexico helping us fight the fire.
We are doing all that we can to contain this fire.
Many had been funneled outside the Palisades to the outer rim of the fire. But dozens of trucks are stationed on the beach next to the Palisades for a press conference.
We want everybody to know that the city is well prepared and has a tremendous emergency management infrastructure.
Another dozen are parked in its southwest corner.
They're all parked here for some reason where there's no flames. They're also hooked up to the municipal water here. These houses aren't on fire. I don't see any flames.
And all LA County fire trucks come equipped with a device called an eductor, which can be used to fill truck tanks with standing water.
See that water down the end of the street? We're going to set up an eductor operation just like we practiced. Stop right here.
Engine 23, ready for water.
And the streets of the Palisades are empty.
When they were telling you to leave, did you leave?
No. I don't like to be told what to do, I guess, or something like that. Somebody has to be there to put out the little tiny fires. I slept in the church, slept for a couple hours, and then went back out and looked around to see what was happening. The Chase Bank building was burning. I was there when it started. There was a little fire up on the roof. The mayor and the governor were in the middle of town doing a news conference. And in the background, you see the Chase Bank building burning to the ground. They weren't doing anything. The whole thing just burned right to the ground with the mayor and the governor within a block of the place. Well, the Methodist Church on Villa de la Paz, it was probably close to 100 years old.
This town was founded by Methodists with utopian dreams. They'd come to the sea not for money or fame or power, but to establish a Christian camp, sermons, and games in the most beautiful place on God's green earth, In 1938, they build this church. It's where I went to preschool. And on day 2, its tower catches fire. A fire truck sits a block away.
This neighborhood burned down on day 2. You'd think that they would have made some sort of effort to try to save this neighborhood and others. And they didn't come. My neighbor across the street, he came back on day 2. He saw that there was fires breaking out. My understanding is that he went back and told the firefighters who were on the beach, and he said they were eating breakfast burritos and had been told to stand down, and they didn't come. This is our neighbor here who was a school teacher. You can see, this is a fancy pot my wife just got.
What are you gonna do with that stuff?
We're gonna throw it away.
The people with power over the Palisades failed to respect this land. They failed to respect nature's violence. Their failures fueled the fire. And as night turned to morning, with the Palisades still burning, the people with power made a decision. Not incompetence, not an inevitability, but a conscious decision to give up. They leave my city, my childhood, in ruins, and then brag about how quickly they'll rebuild it.
One of the fastest recoveries in our state history.
This has been the fastest fire recovery in modern history.
No. We are doing the fastest debris removal, the fastest recovery of anywhere in the nation. I think they're trying to forget. Well, hold it, no, stop. Let's figure out what happened here. Why was no one fighting fires on the 8th?
What does the city say when people like you press them on that question?
It's under investigation.